Hello, I'm Mark Ells, Barnstable Town Manager, and this is my Town Council update for July 20th, 2023. Some of the preliminary fiscal year 2024 tax bills recently mailed to Town of Barnstable taxpayers were incorrect, and we apologize for any inconvenience this may create for you. The fiscal year 2024 preliminary tax bills should equal 1/2 of a taxpayer's fiscal year 2023 tax, but in some cases, it was more or less for approximately 1,600 real estate accounts, with a majority of them being underbilled. This appears to be associated with taxpayers that either received an abatement or exemption against their fiscal year 2023 tax bill or some other adjustment. Town staff is working with our software vendor to identify the issue. There will be no fees or interest charged to taxpayers impacted by this matter on their preliminary bills if paid by November 1st, 2023. The town's tax office mailed letters to impacted taxpayers on July 19th, indicating that correct amounts of taxes due by the correct amount of taxes due by November 1st. So they'll mail them out on Wednesday, and so you should be seeing that in the mail if there's been an error. Additional town staff will provide mortgage escrow companies with the correct tax bill information so that the escrow accounts are not impacted. In the meantime, anybody who thinks their preliminary tax bills are incorrect, they can contact our tax collector's office at 508-862-4054. The town manager's office held a second public hearing on the proposed grant of location regulations on July 12th. The regulations address procedures and standards for the placement of wireless communication facilities in the public right-of-way. The full text of the proposed regulations, revised to address comments submitted in connection with the first public hearing, which was on March 23rd of this year, and a recording of the July 12th hearing is available on the Barnstable's website under Town Manager's Office. Written public comments on the regulations will be accepted through close of business on Friday, July 28th. Submit comments in writing to Elizabeth Jenkins, our Director of Planning and Development. On July 14th, 2023, Nina Coleman, Director of Natural Resources, notified me that the draft beach management plan for the protection of piping plovers at Craigville and Colville's Beach for the Massachusetts Endangered Species Act had been returned to the town for review. We expected this to proceed to approval, and upon approval, the permit will be good for 5 years and will allow for such activities as the town to rake seaweed and debris before April 1st, the town to rake for litter control bi-weekly starting July 1st, and this would be in every given year of those 5 years. The town could remove excess storm rack, which is materials as a result of a storm, for health concerns at any time during the year, and the town can install beach amenities and host special events on those beaches. All these activities will require natural resources staff to monitor piping plover and report to Natural Heritage and Endangered Species Program at the end of the season. Director Coleman will provide a recorded update regarding this draft plan so that you can view that separately from this town manager communication. Staff will also proceed with beach management plans for other areas requiring the same permits in our town. Discussions continue with state officials on regulatory changes to Title V and watershed permits and the state funding support to communities for the implementation of these regulations. The regulatory changes have been approved and did go into effect on July 7th. We continue meetings later this week with the Mass Department of Environmental Protection to discuss the application process for approval of Barnstable's nitrogen management plan. Separate discussions are continuing with state officials regarding funding assistance to communities, those communities that are proceeding with implementation of those nitrogen management plans once approved, and we'll keep you advised of our progress on this matter. Comcast recently informed the town of upcoming channel lineup changes. All Comcast customers will receive notice of these changes, but as the changes will affect our government access station as well as our public access station. Starting on or around August 17th, the town of Barnstable's government access channel will no longer be found on Comcast Channel 18. It'll be on Channel 8 or 1070 after August 17th. As previously reported, recent upgrades to town government's access television station programming can be found in high definition on Comcast Channel 1072. As always, government access programming can be accessed 24/7 on the town's website via the live stream or our video on demand archives. Other changes include our public access channel, otherwise known as Cape Media Center, which will be able to be viewed on Comcast Channel 9 after August 17th, and we'll keep you up to date as this progresses. We've had a successful launch of My Barnstable, a push notification mobile application powered by GoGov. The app is a great source of information for town news, events, service interruptions, and updates, and important links to town website. Town staff can streamline important community communications and information to citizens in more efficient ways. The addition of this app to the town's communications tools is in direct response to requests through last winter's communications survey. To date, there have been almost 2,500 downloads of the app. The town is pleased to announce that modifications have been made to a hiking and biking trail that start behind the U.S. Customs House property in Barnstable Village and travel south through the abutting parcels. A new boardwalk relocated the trail away from a wetland habitat and allows the public to enjoy this trail, minimizing impacts on this sensitive area. In the spring, this habitat area is very wet, which resulted in limited travel through the area on the old path. The trail relocation and wooden boardwalk construction was completed in cooperation with the New England Mountain Bike Association, who provided the labor. The town handled the notice of intent, design, and materials. We want to say thank you to Lev Malikov and the New England Mountain Bike Association volunteers for their labor and construction skills, allowing this project to be completed. People of Action, the Barnstable Police Department, and the town of Barnstable are proud to announce the 7th annual Unity Day celebration on the Hyannis Green, Friday, August 4th, from 4 to 7 p.m. The event is intended to welcome and engage the community and local police together in fun, inclusive, and memorable celebration. Come show everyone that Barnstable is a special and unique place with strong and caring community bonds. We're excited that the Breakaway X Grill will be on hand again this year to cook up burgers and hot dogs. The event is free and open to all and will include food and ice cream, music, dancing, fun activities for all ages. Please bring your own chairs and blankets and join us for a beautiful summer evening on the Hyannis Village Green. That concludes my town manager communication. And at this time, I'm going to ask first Elizabeth Jenkins, our Director of Planning and Development, to provide an update on the local comprehensive plan, followed by Kelly Colopy, Communications Manager for the Department of Public Works, providing an update on water resource management planning, including our comprehensive wastewater management plan. Thank you.
Development, here to provide an update on the local comprehensive plan on behalf of the local comprehensive planning committee on their June 22nd, 2003 meeting. At this meeting, the committee finalized the first phase outcomes of our project, first starting with an existing conditions report for the town. The committee established a subcommittee which reviewed all of the public comments that were received and recommended changes to the full committee. The full committee reviewed those changes and incorporated additional committee comments and eventually took a vote to recommend a final existing conditions plan to the town council. Next, the local comprehensive planning committee worked on the vision statement. Again, this is a sort of a guiding statement for the plan that outlines the shared values for our community relative to land use, natural resource protection, and the provision of public infrastructure. The full committee reviewed public comments that were received on the vision statement and spent quite some time reviewing some specific words and I think the policies that they represent, and eventually voted as well to recommend a final vision statement that will set the tone for the rest of the plan. So we encourage the community to go to barnstablelcp.com and review these documents. The vision statement is available there in 3 different languages. As next steps, we are working with the committee to develop a work plan and supporting team for phase 2 of this project. We look forward to the local comprehensive planning committee coming to the town council to present their progress to date. And phase 2, which we anticipate to begin in September, will be focused on future land use for the town, as well as updating the other chapters that are in our current local comprehensive plan, including those focused on transportation and infrastructure, environment and open space, and community systems. Thank you.
Thank you, Town Manager Ells and Director Jenkins. I am Kelly Colopy from the Department of Public Works, and I will be walking you through our water resources management update. First, we will take a look at active construction. Within the Route 28 East Sewer Expansion Project, we have 2 off-road construction projects that are currently in progress. The first being within the vicinity of Barnstable Intermediate School. We anticipate completion of that project by the end of this week. The second would be the cross-country installation of sewer within the vicinity of the water pollution control facility. That construction will be ongoing, again, off-road, cross-country, heading towards the facility, and we anticipate that project will be wrapping up within the next several weeks. I do want to remind everyone that in-road construction will resume this fall. Additionally, part of the Route 28 East Sewer Expansion Project includes the construction of the Finney's Lane Sewer Pump Station. Progress at that site has progressed to the point where we have been able to remove the piles and sheeting that were used to support the excavation to install the facility's foundation. Here on the next slide, you will see the large red crane that's actually removing some of that sheeting from the foundation, from the support structure. This is a great milestone because that does mean that, in fact, that big red crane that everyone's so used to seeing along Finney's Lane will be demobilizing after this portion of activity has concluded. Next, we have the Strawberry Hill Road Sewer Expansion Project. As previously reported, construction was completed within the roadway on time and on budget. We do, however, intend to return to a portion of the project route this coming fall for service riser construction. We have the first read of construction funding appropriation expected at this week's Town Council, with a vote anticipated for the August 17th Town Council meeting. And as a reminder, this work would all be occurring within the shoulder. It does not require redigging of the roadway and is really just for a very specific targeted portion of the project route for some properties that were identified along the southern portion of Route 28. Ultimately, constructing the sewer service risers along that targeted section of properties will make the sewer connection process easier and more convenient for those homeowners. And we are excited to report that we do anticipate first connections into the municipal sewer system this coming spring of 2024. Additionally, part of this project is the Strawberry Hill Road Sewer Pump Station. Work is ongoing at that site as we await electrical service from our utility partner, Eversource. That is anticipated to arrive this coming fall. Next, we'll shift gears to the water pollution control facility. We continue to advance upgrades at the solids processing facility, things such as the rehabilitation to our solids holding tanks, new processing equipment being installed along with electrical and mechanical, and then most notably, new odor control systems have arrived on site. That project continues to stay on schedule and is anticipated to be completed by the end of this calendar year. Regarding our nitrogen removal and headworks improvements program, the contractor has provided a preliminary conceptual design for the nutrient removal portion of this project, which is in review with our team. And since our last report, nothing significant to update regarding the effluent disposal evaluation, as we are actively continuing to contract for the next phase of work. Lastly, we'll look at water quality monitoring, beginning with cyanobacteria monitoring, which resumed across 27 ponds throughout the town of Barnstable. This monitoring will continue through September, and at the date of this report, we currently have 2 public health advisories at Long Pond, Marston's Mills, and Lovell's Pond, along with pet advisories at Long Pond, Centerville, Parker Pond, and Schoolhouse Pond. Additionally, our estuaries monitoring began again for this summer season. The first of 4 rounds was completed at the beginning of July, with the second round of sampling scheduled for later this month. Our senior project manager, Amber Unruh, continues to advance various projects within our ponds and lakes monitoring and management program. Lovell's Pond, we anticipate a report this coming fall, 2023, for the assessment and management plan for that pond. While in conjunction, Lake Wequacket, Bierce's Pond, and Gooseberry Pond monitoring is all underway. After that monitoring effort is complete, we expect a management plan report in 2025. And lastly, we continue to advance the floating treatment wetland pilot study for Long Pond, Marston's Mills. We have a notice of intent scheduled for this week's Conservation Commission hearing, and we anticipate deployment of that project this coming spring, 2024. We're very excited to get that project off the ground. It's really received a lot of great community support. And with that, that concludes our water resources management update. Thank you.